Hey guys, welcome back to Exotic Car Hacks, and in today's video, we're going to be doing our 2025 garage update here at my headquarters for Exotic Car Hacks. We're gonna be talking about not just the cars that are here for this year, some of the cars that we intend to buy this year, and more importantly, the cars that are now going to be gone. Now, most of my cars are here today. There's still a few cars. I have another bunch of cars at the house. So let's briefly talk about the cars that you're not seeing here today at the office. We have a 2021 RS6, completely modded on HRA wheels. So that particular car is not here today. It is at the shop getting further modifications and it will be unveiled on the channel very, very soon. You guys have seen my Cullinan, the one that I bought as a beater, the Sapphire Red Black Badge 2022 Cullinan with the really interesting one-of-one interior. That car is also not here today. And then two of my cars that are used more in terms of daily driving, my 911 Targa 4 GTS, not here today. My Lamborghini Storado that I use for car rallies, especially in the Exotic Car Hacks rally, also not here today. And then my wife's Urus Performante in blue Glauco, matching my Lamborghini STO. All of these specific cars are not actually here today, but are still part of the collection, and you'll be seeing them in 2025. A few of them may get moved through, like I was still considering really hard to move the STO and the Urus Performante, so those two blue Glauco cars probably will be gone in 2025. But for now, they're still here and part of the collection. Starting with a 1965 Backdraft. For those of you that are new to the Exotic Car Hacks collection, these cars are all owned by me personally. These are not business cars in terms of like being on dealer tags or anything. So I own every single car here and I personally drive every single car here. So this car here though was bought for mainly office decoration. This is a very loaded Destroyer Gray Backdraft 1965 Shelby Cobra with a 427 engine in it. Very cool car, but not really going to get much road time. Most of the cars up here, if you're new to the channel, are used as investments and are primarily here because I believe their values will go up, something I teach on Exotic Car Hacks. So if you haven't had a chance to, click the link in the description and learn what we do here. You'll see some really cool motorcycles as part of the collection. These are all car-themed motorcycles. This is the STO Lamborghini by Ducati, and this is the Diavel by Bentley. And then on this side, we have the first Diavel by Lamborghini, also done along with our big transformers that are safeguarding these motorcycles. Now, on the top deck, probably one of my best purchases of all time. I paid in the hundreds for this car. This is not currently a 250 to 300K car. This is a 2005, 9,000 mile Spa Yellow NSX Targa. It is sitting on BBS LMs with many NSXR upgrades. It is a fantastic one-owner car, no scratches, no paintwork, full PPF, flawless example of what an NSX should be. On this side right here, we have this tandem wide body 8 series. Yes, this is one of 3 with the wide body kit fully done for SEMA. Super hot car, incredible in factory brilliant red, in immaculate condition. Hammond wheels, Eisenhower exhaust, all the trim upgraded. The interior is literally brand new. I've tried to collect here every car that was meaningful to me growing up that I couldn't afford to buy then. 1998 993 C4S with a factory aero kit, one of 200 cars built in 1998. This car has been kept in immaculate shape. It's been slightly lowered with spacers, exhaust upgraded, and these headlights redone. So of course they're like brand new looking. Interior's in mint shape. This is a car that I used to enjoy driving. I'm a big fan of how the 993 looks. It's a little bit too old for me. It's not a turbo, so it's not fast enough. So I've decided to keep it here more as a collector option. The newer car that's been here on the platform, the 575M, sitting on the HRA classic wheels. This was always a very meaningful car for me growing up. This was the car that was in Bad Boys. It was exciting. This is a factory 03 with everything's mainly factory. It's not a gated car. I think this will still go up because it's one of the rare configurations that has the actual race seats. These are very rare to find in these cars. And this was an immaculate 6,000 mile version of it. Perfect paint in spectacular shape. Great car, and actually drives really well as an F1. I didn't expect it to drive that well. My fully restored Vanquish S. This is a 2005 Vanquish S. Headlights redone, fog lights redone, wheels redone, fully paint corrected. Interior is perfect. Everything is stock on this car. It's just been meticulously maintained and brought up to spec to down the road be a collector car. These are fantastic. They're in the 70s, 80K range. They're just great cars for those of you that want a collector-based Aston Martin. I think in the future, this will be probably the one with the most upside, that's the most undervalued car in the classic Aston line. 2000 Cobra R, growing up, for those of you that don't know, I was very poor, so when I was 18 years old, I once had a Mustang that was very base model. It was the same color, and I used to fantasize about the Cobra R when it first came out, because I had just turned 18 in 2000. And this was a car that if you had a lot of money back then, because it was a $60,000 Mustang, you bought. So I bought it later, just more of a kind of a novelty. I actually have a Mustang GTD coming, so it'll be really interesting to compare the cars, you know, decades apart, and talk about how the GTD as kind of the new $400,000 Mustang will do compared to the Cobra R did back then. And this is the gem of the Upper Deck collection. It's not just an LP640. You ready for this? If you don't know or haven't heard on the channel, 2009, which was the best year to own the LP640, where they changed to the Bosch assembly. This is a balloon white 2009. It has the full Cantera, like cross-stitching on the interior, full carbon interior, but it has something that no other car that I know of on this planet has. And you ready for this? 300 original miles. So this is a gem. I expect this car down the road to be a $700 to $1 million car. And when I say down the road, I bought this a couple of months ago, and in my opinion, I stole it. I think it's gonna be worth 2 to 3 times what I paid for it. Perfect LP640 can be. Let's go to the lower deck, where the cars that actually get driven are hanging out, so we can talk about the ones that stayed, the ones that went. You're going to notice that my McLaren Senna was recently sold. Unfortunately, we said goodbye to that car. The car that used to be owned by Swiss Beats and Alicia Keys is now gone. The new mural by Marlon has now been completed. This is my second Enemy mural. This one was done in black and white. We're gonna start here at the edge here. Rolls-Royce Phantom by Mansory. This car stays. It's one of my favorite cars of all time. Many times I've looked at redoing a newer 2024. This was a 21. I just love this spec. I can't find a 24 this good looking. This is a bespoke car, full Mandarin interior, every possible option, curtains. This is not the long wheelbase, this is the one you drive yourself. Full Mansory kit, done beautifully by Will's Boutique with forged carbon. A perfect blend of luxury and you drive yourself, fuck you money. This works really well. This year I might redo the wheels, but I really love this car, so it's probably gonna be exactly as it is for quite some time. Ruby Star AMG GT Black Series. I hated this car in black. I have had 3 of them now. I love this color. This is the same color as my Targa 4 GTS. So just spectacular job. It has a full Rentec kit, sounds amazing, and just works great. GT2 RS, a Weissach car. I just changed the wheels. I have the Weissach wheels too. These are just HREs. It has a Soul performance kit on it, does 1,000 horsepower. Very, very good car, just no time to drive it. Viper ACR Extreme, one of 3, I believe, in competition blue. Lots of carbon upgrades, fantastic car, white HREs on it. 1,000 horsepower Ford GT, 1,000 horsepower. It had like 850 at the wheels. This is a crazy car, fully modded, Whipple 4-liter, full exhaust, internals, everything. Amazing car to drive, one of my favorites. The big boy, well, not so much the only big boy here, but one of the bigger boys here, the Bugatti Chiron. This is my 2019 Chiron, sitting on HRE wheels, glacier white with white interior, baby blue stitching, blue calipers, black carbon at the bottom and throughout the car. I adore this car. I'm a big fan of classy Bugatti, so I wasn't really a huge fan of the multicolor crazy cars. I think this works really well for me. Now, potentially this year, I may upgrade this to a pure sport or super sport. I don't know yet, so I'm not really anxious to do that. I will be buying a Pagani this year, so that I will go side to side with this. I don't drive this car that much. It's not that I don't mind driving it. It's just not something like, if I have a choice, it's not the first car I get into. It's not really to preserve the mileage. I drove it 2,000 miles since I had it over the last 2.5 years. I really enjoy it. It's not my favorite car. Newest car here on the hypercar lineup, the Lamborghini Countach. This is a $2.8 million Countach in a very rare midnight blue, all carbon options with a cognac interior. It looks superb. This has become a very big classic for me. I didn't expect to like this car. I bought it more as an investment. I thought it would do well. I got a really great deal on it thanks to my friends at Lamborghini Prestige. Just particularly, like, I don't know why, I just feel like this car will do well in long term. Only 100 cars built globally. But the thing about this car is, like, I actually love the SVJ that I had, and I kind of got rid of it to buy this. And I just love the way this drives. The way the hybrid capacitor, just super cap or whatever they call it, offsets the transmission is just beautifully. And I think the design in this is just stunning. So this has become one of my favorite cars to look at. The 918, originally bought by Kenipa with 800 miles, now has roughly 1,000 miles on it. Y-Sack options throughout with the carbon roof and the carbon spoiler, HRE, white gold champagne wheels on it. Really, really good car. I think 918s will do really well in the future. My favorite car of absolutely all time to drive and the best driving experience on earth, in my opinion. I rave about this. This is the McLaren Elva. Very rare sighting of this on the street, but I drive it everywhere. I don't give a shit. It doesn't have a roof, doesn't have a windshield. It's spectacular, has an invisible windshield. If you don't know what this is, look it up. This is a $2 million pure joy of driving car. There's nothing better, in my opinion, on the road to enjoy the road. This is a motorcycle on crack. It attracts more attention than anything else. It's absolutely beautiful. It's stunningly fast. And the fun factor is a 12. There's nothing better than this car. Blue carbon throughout, McLaren orange, very iconic car to talk about the history of Bruce McLaren and driving the original Speedster. So really, really cool car. Absolutely adore it. And I do use the shit out of it. I put more mileage on this in probably 6 months than I have in 2.5 years owning the Bugatti. My Ford GT, the only one built in the world with silver stripes instead of white stripes, silver calipers to match with the pearl blue. This used to belong to one of the executives at Ford. Really, really cool car. I've come to dislike this car over time a little bit, so I'm not that excited about driving it anymore. This may or may not go this year. It might get replaced for something more exciting version of it from a collectible standpoint, but no longer excited about driving it. We missed a Revuelto here. This is my new Revuelto. It's come in, it's waiting on wheels, but it's a super loaded ad persona Revuelto Grigio Telesto, Tiffany Blue Glocco interior, every carbon option except the roof. Spectacular, spectacular feast. We talk about this a lot on the channel. On this side here, we have my Tuk Tuk, which is the most worthless car here that's never even turned on, but just here for decoration and to hold some wheels. And here we have my 812 GTS, tailor-made car, and the interior is factory yellow. Beautiful, beautifully done. All carbon options, of course. Spectacular car, like spectacular. Sitting on HREs, test pipe, and full exhaust, so it sounds unbelievable. The best driving Ferrari of all time, in my opinion, the Ferrari Pista, 488 Pista in Grigio Scuro, blue stripe and silver stripe, matching the Medino blue interior, sitting on BBS E88s, one of the best setup configuration Pistas I've ever seen. I own the #1 Pista of all time, which was the baby blue Pista, the Azzurra Plata car that sold multiple times for the world record of the highest dollar coupe ever sold. And then here is my F355. Of course, as an F355 gated, it's always fucked up. This is a 1995, of course, red on tan, because that's what people bought back in 1995. It's a modded car, it's slightly altered, it works really well, and is a driver's car with 30,000 miles. So now you have a good view of the Exotic Car Hacks garage. I own all of these cars and I enjoy continuously collecting cars. As I said, a couple of cars are not here. You got a good glimpse of these cars earlier through the video, but they're not physically here today. So you'll be seeing all of these cars and more on the channel. So if you want to learn more about Exotic Car Hacks for 2025, click the link in the description and learn how to hack cars for free. And of course, join Exotic Car Hacks. It's the #1 community for exotic car owners on the internet. 25,000 plus members to date, so would love to have you guys join us. And of course, let me know which car is your favorite in the collection in the comments. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll catch you next time for Exotic Car Hacks.